Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be going over another custom mob boss spell. And so let's go into a little demonstration of kind of what we're going to be looking at. So the spell we're going to be going over is with this Earth Rumble strips, where if it runs into you, it'll deal damage, and it kind of looks like that. So now let's go over how we can actually make that. So let's just go ahead and kill this boss real quick. Oh, okay, boss is gone now. And let's go over kind of what we're looking at here. So once we trigger the spell, we go to Earth Rumble. All we want to do, this is our dialog box. We're just going to make sure that any of our rumbles beforehand are dead before we start this. And then we need to do a little RNG because we want to get some variation in here. So each one of these strips, all of these will summon in our armor stands that are labeled. So what that looks like is an armor stand at the chord specified. They're invulnerable, invincible, and a marker. We're tagging them as Earth Rumble. And we want them all facing towards the back wall. So -90 would be facing towards this back wall. So they all get summoned right in front of the throne area. And one of these random locations that we preset. And so they'll go towards the player. So that'll summon them. We need them to move now. So to get them to move, all we want to do is executing as the armor stands at their location, teleporting them half a block wherever they're facing. And so if they're facing the back wall, so they'll be teleporting half a block really fast. To get that block effect, all we want to do is execute as the armor stand, that's our Earth Rumble, at its location. This will be at its head location, so it'll be a little higher. And making sure that it doesn't spam the falling blocks all the time. We want to make sure that they're spaced out about one block apiece. Otherwise, you'll just get a bunch of spam, which could still look pretty good, but this looks a little more polished. And then all we want to do is summon a falling block that is a polished blackstone to match the floor. We want to make sure it does not drop any items or like any block that'll come on, and we are applying a little bit of motion in the Y value, so it kind of like bounces up and then goes back down before it comes down. And then to damage it, all we want to do is execute as the armor stand, that's our Earth Rumble, at its location, and then we're just going to damage the nearest player that's within 1.5 blocks, and then we're just doing 5 damage. So the armor stands will continue on for infinity. So to fix that, you can use either a redstone timer, or I actually have a data pack set up for it, where every 1 second it will go ahead, or so every 1 second this file repeats. So it'll repeat every 1 second. And all it's looking for is something called lifespan, because I'm using this for other stuff in my data pack. I just add it to the armor stand, so every second they lose a lifespan, and if they ever have a lifespan of 0, they'll die. So over on the side over here, we're setting their lifespan at 3, so the entities only survive for 3 seconds, so they'll move across the arena for about 3 seconds before they die. This will just reset the redstone block because we have a randomizer set up. For our randomizer, this is our Earth Rumble. All we need to do is make a scoreboard, which is our RNG Dwarf Earth. This is just a dummy scoreboard. And then we have our fake player, which is the Dwarf Champion. So we're going to get a random number, and we'll store it under Dwarf Champion. So if the Dwarf Champion with this scoreboard has 1 to 21, it'll set the first one to be redstone block. If it's the next set, it'll be this one. and so on and so forth. So that is our function right here. So we're just getting a random number, which you could do with just command blocks. So just take 3 or 4 more to accomplish it. And then the last one is setting this to redstone block. So the lifespan wasn't working for some reason sometimes, so I set up a secondary kill measure. So it'll set this one to be a redstone block, which will then, this is about 3 seconds of redstone timer. It'll just kill the earth rumbles. So it'll just kill the armor stands that are moving across. And that's pretty much all it takes for the earth rumble. Most of it is just getting the coordinates and getting a bunch of them to be summoned across. But that'll do it for today's boss spell idea.